Okay. For the iteration statements in Python, we are going to consider 4 cases. We can make a for loop for a number of times, or we can make a for each item in a given list, but that list can be from a file or website. There are many different ways that you can do. Lastly, not only the literally for statements, we can do while statements. All right. So let's first to try to do in this way. There's a range function. So you can make from 1 to 10, then I think it'll be, for example, you can assign that range to variable a, and then if you see what is a, it's not going to work that way. So you can combine that with 4 statements. So in and then range 1 to 10, then after that you can print I, for example, then you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what happens here is that in this function range will give you the number from this first argument to the second argument, which is exclusive, so very close to 10, right? This function may take third arguments, which is the step. So for example, if you do this and then every other number, all right, and then print I, then it'll give you 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, things like that. All right. So this is a for loop. So I'm going to copy this to here so that we can show other the for loop. Let's say if we have say major list, I can give, for example, cyber, and then CS, maybe some other CIS, math, okay, and then we can say for each in majors, and then print each, okay. That is also possible. I can save this. Previously, math, and then here the file name is in class if for loop, but the second version. All right, and then I can execute it. Then it returns cyber, CS, CIS, and math, the way that we looked at here, right? So for this is reserved word followed by a variable. This is a variable. This variable hold each every single element from the list which appears after in reserved word. Same thing here. I is a variable so that you can play with that that variable. Same thing here, each. You can do this in another, you name it because you define the variable. You can say x, fine, here, x. Okay, you can run it same way. All right. Another thing is you can make a um, from file. Okay, so that we can say for what we need to do in order to that we have to do with the open is the statements, the file statements, so that we can say I would put myself, my file is in class underscore if and loop 2.py. Okay, this is a file. Then I can make it in different short name as just F. So from this point, I can use F. So for each line or whatever, okay, for line in F, and then we can print line, right? Save this and hit enter. Then of course there is a problem because no such file let's see, let's try to see the file. In class look to verify why this happens, and you can think of for example, import OS list dir, see what it is. In the list dir right now, we are not here we're not in the directory. This is a current directory list that is anaconda, whatever that is. So it is not, right? So you need to do os dot I think change directory like this, and then in there you need to put path. So what you need to do is that I'm going to copy this, and before we do that, we have to fill this in. So let's bring that. This is the directory, right? So I'm going to copy this and then paste here, and then it should be within double quote, okay? And then this backslash needs to be double backslash for each. All right. And then if you want to do OS list EIL, then you may be able to see that. And of course, you have to import OS. Okay, I save this. So these three lines to make sure that this file is accessible. All right. So let's run it. So now it runs, right? Where's the IL? And then we have to do print. Save this and then run it again. It doesn't list. Oh, well, that's fine. What we do now here is, okay, all the way up here. So it listed, right? List this all. And then what happens here, from here, that is the content of that file. See here, up to this line. So in this way, we can read line by line for each line in that file. Okay. If you want to make, for example, line list equals line dot split, so that we want to not the print line by line. I want to write word by word. Word means if there is a space, then there is a one word. In this case, this is one word, right? Probably. So so in this way, everything is here in the list. For each line, for example, the last line here, then it's split based on white space, so that we have print and everything within that parenthesis. And one before, we have one line, one word, second word, and then third word. And for example, here, how many words? With, there's one word, and open all the way here, that is another word, as separate word, F colon, that is a separate word. So for example, here, there's one word. You see the comma, that is the delimiter in the list. All right. This is another way that you can make the iterative statements based on external file. Another thing that you can do, that is simply the same ones, but using a while loop. All right. So you can say while true is a reserved word. I want to print X. If X is greater than 100, then break. Not just this. We have to do, say X is starting from 0, and then we can do X can be increased. X will be increased by 1 or 2. Let's say 15. Okay, every 15 number that is increased. So let's run it. Then as you can see here, this is 1000, there's 2. So run it again, just only 100. This is something above here. So it reads all the way up here, break. And then the while loop, this runs forever if there is no these statements, but there is a statement called the break. So this while loop will terminate if it satisfies this condition, if x is greater than 100. Other than that, x increased by 15 starting from 0. That's what it is. Therefore, it starts from 0, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, and 90, 105, which does therefore terminates. All right, this is a for loop. A few kinds of for loops that you learn. So I want you to practice. All right. Um, Thanks so much. If you are interested in to learn more from our website, then you need to come back sciencesecure.org, and then there is a 505. Then there's a bunch of other um, useful lecture. All right. Thank you.